Excellent. Amanda?
Yay, thanks. Thanks everyone for joining us, and thanks to my lovely group. So I'm Amanda. I'm one of the co-hosts of Global Denim Hangs. I'm 23 ounce, known as 23 ounce. And then recently I just started a Selvedge Sisters Instagram, and it's all about just celebrating people in our little industry. So I've just gathered a few people from there and people that I know, and it's quite a varied group. They all do different things within the denim industry or have little projects and stuff. So we're just gonna have like 10 minutes with each person, just finding out what they do, who they are, projects they're working on. Just have a nice chat. So we're gonna start with Kat. So Kat, I know we've met over Instagram, and we've met each other in Berlin and trade shows, and love her. Over to you, Kat.
Hi, yeah. So my name is Kat. I'm a denim designer like Amanda. So my background is more on the commercial side of denim. So I was very, very lucky and right place, right time, and worked my ass off. And I got a job at Old Navy in San Francisco, which is it's kind of like American H&M for anyone who's never been to the States or has never been to a mall in America. And that was a real baptism of fire, because it was like, boom, straight into the industry. That place is run like a military operation. It's just like everything is timed perfectly. Everything is like in its place, which for a big business is super important. But for me, I think what was great there was that was when I really understood what denim was, not just from a fashion standpoint, but from like a heritage standpoint. And also it was the first time, I'm from a small town in Scotland, just outside Edinburgh. So getting access to things like vintage denim and things that aren't just from like Topshop or the Levi's stores is a little bit more difficult unless you go into a specialist dealer. So this was the first time that I'd really seen just vintage stuff, things that were naturally worn in, understood what it was, understood what workwear was, understood the difference between what denim in America is and what denim in Europe is. So it's kind of where I really, really cut my teeth as a designer. And then after this, I came back over to Europe, and I was working for a fast fashion company in Switzerland, which was completely different again. The nature of the business is just like all the time, fast. It's almost like there's no deadline because it just changes constantly, like on an hourly basis. So that was like going from something that was run like a bit more fluid was really, it was a bit of a shock to the system at first, but again, it kind of, as a designer, it was a new challenge, and it's something that I think both have informed me a lot, but in very, very different ways. And I was kind of thinking yesterday, Amanda, when you asked me to kind of like talk about what it's like being on the commercial side of the business, as opposed to like starting to set up your own brand or maybe working in a smaller brand. I think a lot of times when you're a young designer or when you're starting to go to design school, there's not a lot of information available about picking where you go, because where you go really informs the sort of designer you're going to become or evolve into. And I think when you first come into the industry, you're so desperate for that first job, you just take any one, that you don't really think about that. And so like now looking back on the experiences I've had, like going to the States was absolutely instrumental for me in learning about denim, like completely.
I totally agree with that. Like Like, I went to Preston Uni. It was a very commercial course. I went on to get a job, whatever I could in Manchester. And it was just, very commercial. And that's the way that's driven my career, because I didn't know there was this whole other side until I started to get more into it. So, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and I don't know, because I went just down the road from you at MMU in Manchester, and I did a commercial degree as well. It was like fashion design and technology, so it wasn't like the artistic side.
Niamh went there too. Connections.
I don't want to say fresh out of it. I'm not straight out of it, but it's intense, that course. It's not about having fun.
Ring of fire.
Well, you do it right and you sell it.
It's amazing, that course. I've had so many interns at Wrangler. We used to have all of our interns from this course, and every single one of them was brilliant. So it must be a really good course.
Oh, it's intense.
Yeah.
They prepare us.
Yeah.
I
think that's one out to pipe up with that.
Because I think that's part of it as well. Is like, when you're applying to art school and things like that, you're like, oh, I'm going to be creative, but there's like a very small portion of it is creativity. A lot of it is, it's like, now I'm trying to start to build my own brand. And you're like, oh, okay, so when you get into industry, you think you're going to be super creative, and then actually you suddenly realize that a lot of the job is learning how to exist in these environments, and then also like learning about business, about finance, and all the other stuff. And you're kind of, I don't know, I think I was quite naive going into it. So as another FDT survivor, what's your opinion about it?
I feel like a bit of a snake. I opted out of being, first I didn't manage to get an internship that when we had to do the internship year, I didn't manage to get one that paid anything or enough for me to actually do it, so I had to go straight into final year. Right. So I didn't get industry experience in that way anyway, and from that I kind of went, I don't want to go work in industry. So I mean, I'm a bit of an idiot for that. So I'm so much less experience, but I've kind of skipped that bit. And I think doing a course like that, as much as they push you into being so prepared for that, it's also I've been able to use that elsewhere. So FDT. Anyone that wants to send someone to uni, send them to FDT, because they'll break down and come out so much stronger at the end of it. But
I think that's a good chance, Niamh, to talk about what you do now. Just give us a little insight into you, and then tell us about what you do, because obviously you're in Manchester with me, which I'm super happy about, and doing some amazing stuff. And we'll come back to you, Kat, about what you're up to as well.
Don't let me interrupt. I'm just piping up about FDT.
No, it's all right. It's a nice transition. We can come back.
To be honest, I was running out of things to say and I was starting to panic, so you batter in.
FDT will unite people from across the globe, I think, if they've survived it. And I think everyone that taught on it 75 years ago when it was clothing design are still there. So it probably explains a lot about why we're so terrified of when we've got to be so good. So from doing the same course, so I did that. Did really kind of, everyone was quite snidey at some points because it was literally just making denim jackets and jeans. What's the point? Which, when you're at graduation week and there's feathers walking past you, you're like, what have I done? I'm being really low key here. But it paid off, and that's what I've kind of carried on doing. I did an MA in fashion and business, still at MMU. So I kind of, on paper, learned that side of it, which, again, I've got no real experience. I'm just kind of, slithering my way through this, trying to get by.
Shut up, you're brilliant.
I don't know what I'm doing. From one day to the next. so I set up NMC because I didn't want to. Part of it, I don't think I felt I could get a job in industry. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think I was good enough. So I was like, I'll just do my own thing because then I don't have to face the fact that I don't get a job. Like I didn't get an internship kind of thing. So part of it was me kind of hiding away from any, no one wanted me, even though I didn't even know how that was going to turn out. And then I just decided to do my own thing too, just because it was a bit more me. So
what is I'll just say it again.
And right, it's no one can say my name, so my name can't be used. So that my name's Niamh, and it's spelled in the Irish Gaelic way, so it's just pointless. It's just too far gone. And when I was a kid, I used to write my initials, so NMC, on drawings done, which is a bit too close to YMC. It's like very me anyway, so I was like, yeah, I can't use NMC, so I've just spelled out NMC. So either call it NEMC or NMC, it's fine. It's just I call it NMC because it's technically my initials spelled out. So yeah, NMC.
And then just let us know. So you've got your own collection, and you've been doing this amazing project, and you've been making clothes, and you've got is it the Do Good jacket? Yeah. So tell us about that, because that is incredible.
It spiraled out of control. It was such a bad idea.
It's an amazing idea.
So I still have a job. Realistically, so I still work for an amazing little shop in Manchester, and we're doing our own thing there. And obviously, because of COVID, I got furloughed. So sewing machines and fabric, they don't take up much room in a one-bed flat, do they? So wheeling my industrial machine and every bit of fabric out of Northern Quarter back to my suburb one-bed flat was like, I had to make it for a reason, otherwise Nick could have killed me. So when the whole like scrub thing started, and people were like chopping up old duvets and buying meters and meters of like £2 polyester fabric to make scrubs for COVID staff and stuff that could be thrown away, but we didn't have PPE and stuff. And I kind of watched it, and I was like, I could do that. Got an overlocker as well, not that I try and use it for my stuff, but overlocker, I had all the stuff. I was like, I don't want to make stuff that will technically go straight in the bin, because that's not what I'm about, even if it was going to do a good thing initially. And nor did I have the money to just buy shitloads of fabric and make nice versions of scrubs. I was like, right, what am I going to do? So I designed a really basic jacket in a way that's still very me, like oversized, unisex and everything, but that was at cost to pay for a nice set of scrubs for someone that works in the NHS, like not necessarily COVID staff, because like organic cotton canvas scrubs is not what they need in like in a red dot. Like looking after people, but a lot of them I gave to like Trafford Mental Health wing unit in Manchester, because the rules changed and they had to get changed coming into work and then leaving, so clothes didn't change. So they were trying to buy scrubs, but they needed them for COVID staff. So basically, I made nice scrubs out of organic canvas and sold a jacket that paid for the jacket and a set of scrubs. So if you bought a jacket, or I ended up putting my slacks as it, so you could buy slacks or a jacket, and it paid for scrubs and itself. You got a jacket or a set of slacks, and a nice organic cotton outfit went to an NHS worker. And it was like a basic scrubs top, but my slacks on the bottom, so like really hard wearing comfy trousers. So yeah, it just spiraled out of control.
It was a brilliant project, and I think you being a one person doing it, I can't believe how you managed to like do that, and now you're back at work. So are you able to carry it on, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've put online so you can go and just buy a set of scrubs off me. You won't get anything, but I'll make a set of organic cotton canvas scrubs, and like you get told where they go and stuff like that. So I'm still doing that side of it, but yeah, just because I couldn't have made stuff as fast as a machinist that's been doing it 300 years, like that was at NMU. I couldn't have made stuff like that. So it was doing something that you can do. And I think everyone panicked during COVID going either I want to do something good or I'll buy something that provides something or donate money or donate something. And that was my little thing whilst being sat at home, furloughed. And yeah,
it was a great way to help, and it was a great way for people who are interested in like our kind of industry and good quality clothes. It was a good way for them to help out as well. And so, yeah, I'm really glad that you're keeping it going because it's a great project. Sir, I think we'll come back to you. We'll come back to everyone and talk to them again. But I'll keep with the design and we'll move on to Janelle.
Hi.
Hiya.
Hey.
So we met on a coach, didn't we? Where we'd recognised each other's Instagram.
Was a coach? That's funny. Yeah. I remember the party. I'd forgotten that we actually met on the coach. I was like, you're 23 on Tinder.
Yes.
You're White West. It was a denim coach, to be fair, so the chances were quite high.
Yeah. But yeah. So just tell us how you got started, because I feel like we've kind of like these guys have come out of uni, they've started brands, and then you've been working with quite high-end brands, so it's like another.
I thought you were going to say you're really old.
No.
Yeah.
Experienced.
Yeah, experienced. I am. I've been working with higher end brands recently, but it's not where I started actually. So I had a pretty similar journey. I started straight out of uni with commercial brands, retailers in the UK, Marks and Spencer's, Fatface, always doing denim. I've been doing denim since day one. It's always been my interest because I think I see myself a bit more like a product designer. My approach is a bit more like a product design, and I think like through the detail of every product and then the materials and everything, more so than I think about like forming a collection, a vision for a collection and outfits and all of that piece. So yeah, denim's always suited me really well. And actually when I was 17, my school, like I knew I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I lived in Derry in Northern Ireland, and you can imagine there wasn't really much of an industry there. Like even shopping was pretty dire at that time. And so they sent me to the only relevant business in the town, which was a jeans factory. And like it was just such an amazing experience for me. And it's not there anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, just at that age to be able to visit a factory and see like it was quite, I think it was exclusive at the time to Marks and Spencer's, and see like the designers and the buyers coming in and see a laundry and like see how the denim changed just by going through it. It was pretty basic washing, like enzyme washing, and they had sandblasting at that time, which I have to say, much as people talk about it, I haven't seen it in a laundry in my 15-year professional career. That was the last I saw of it.
But it's incredible that you got to see that early on, because I know a lot of designers in the industry, they either never get to see it or very rarely. So it's a great way to start that.
But you know what? I think it's how I got my first job. It was a 2-week work placement, like nothing. But what I learned from that just got me through my first interview. It got me moved when I think I started as an assistant designer or something, and then the senior designer left after about 2 months. And because I had this 2 weeks work experience in denim and seemed to know what I was talking about, they put me on the denim department. And so yeah, it was just really fortuitous experience. I've been in denim ever since. So then I moved to Wrangler. That's my third job, and then my most formative denim job, definitely, because the difference from working in a place where you're you're the one kind of shouting the denim corner all the time, and you're bringing all the expertise, to working in a team that's completely full of denim obsessed people and like technicians and product developers who are approaching retirement and have worked in jeans 24/7 since the day they left school. It was just a really tremendous learning experience for me, and I felt like I thought I knew what I was doing, but then that was really like a massive learning curve for me. So I was there for 6 years. I mean, I went there because I love the heritage and I love vintage denim, and I think it wasn't quite what I was expecting. It was very commercial, but there was always an appreciation of our love of denim, and we were always able to kind of indulge that side of it as well. There was always that little bit of freedom to do that, and we got to go on great research trips and do the flea markets and Tokyo and the Rose Bowl and all those things. And just there as well, having the opportunity to not just buy your fabrics off the shelf, but like really work with the mill to develop your ideas and to have an idea about how a fabric should perform, and then just go and develop it from scratch, and even to the point of working with the fiber producer and not just the mill. So yeah, that was a fantastic experience for me. And then I left there like absolutely dragging my heels really reluctantly, because I by that stage had a baby, and we were living in Antwerp, and had to move back to London because of my husband's work. It was like time to give him a break. So yeah, and then I started consulting, and so that's been really different for me. So it's interesting that you say that my background's premium. It has been the last 5 years, but totally that's not where it started. And it's just because that's where I've been useful as a consultant in London, because like often the designer brands don't have any in-house denim knowledge, and I'm just able to go in with all this stuff that I just know, and it's like breathing to me. And just like, well, you need to, really, I know, your jean looks a bit weird. It's just because you see that little stitch there close to the fly? It's like, it needs to be 2 millimeters out, and that's it, you fixed it. Oh, wow. Yeah, it does look better now. Yeah, or like the shape of your J stitch. It's just a bit weird. I know like nobody can tell you why your jean looks weird, but that's why your jean looks weird. It's just like being able to kind of come in with those little nuggets. And I do know more than that. Do other stuff as well, like washing advice and technology advice and sourcing, linking people up with suppliers. So yeah, it's been premium brands since then. Because you are very knowledgeable about the sustainable side of things as well, aren't you? Yeah, I mean, so I think I was quite early to really feel the weight of the impact of denim on the environment. And actually, when I did my master's, and that was on organic and fair trade fashion, but I just never really got to kind of do that in any big way through my commercial career. And I've always had an eye on it, and always think I was going to move back there. But yeah, just over the last 5 years, I think I watched the Blue River movie, and then that was like, okay, act now. Like, you need to kind of make this the main thing that you do and not an add-on to what you do. So yeah, I've been researching a lot over the last couple of years on sustainability, and just really very deeply trying to understand what the problems are and what the marketing claims are, and whether they actually are solutions that have impact, and then just trying to pass on that knowledge to teams that don't maybe necessarily have denim expertise in-house.
Yeah, it's really hard to be in this industry and and make sure you're adding that value and making sure that people are doing things right, because you're still in an industry that's supplying things and but still you've got to be in it to change it, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a place for everybody in it. Like, I really appreciate the campaigning that's going on from outside as well. And although sometimes I nitpick it and it annoys me because things are not just like completely accurate and quite got their facts right. It's all needed. I think it needs efforts from every corner to like move things in the right direction. You need people inside, you need people challenging from the outside. Now my work, my commercial work, I suppose, White Weft has gone more towards training and product development and passing that information on. And I did some design work last year. I did the Black Horse Lane project, but this year it's been a little bit less design and a little bit more education about sustainability. And so that's kind of why I'm here in my studio as well as my creative outlet, just starting to play with my own things and percolate my own brand as well.
That's brilliant. And the Black Horse Lane, was it a collaboration or a collection you did for them?
No. I was hired as a designer to work with them on a collection for the Coal Drops Yard store, and they had a really strong base already of 5-pocket selvage, and they wanted to expand that collection to just give a bit more variety and a bit more choice. So on the men's, I didn't really have to do much on the 5-pocket. I think we just did one new fit on the men's, the worker trouser, the one with the cinch back details and pockets and stuff. And then we wanted to pad out the women's collection, just add in some. I think they already had a stretch fit for women's, the M5, but add a few rigid fits for women's. We got some really nice results there. And
I loved that stripe one.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
That's my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah, you asked me to bring my favorite jean with me as well. That's what I've got. I've been wearing it.
We'll come up to that. Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
I've been wearing this like every day. It's still fake. It's fogging. I think it's called. What is it called? That is the SE8. SE8.
So yeah, everyone get down to Black Horse Lane.
Yeah, it comes in ecru as well. I need to buy it. But yeah, that was brilliant. Like just working with them and working so directly and so collaboratively, in the atelier, just gets you a level of perfection that you don't often achieve when you're working remotely. And just their attention to detail, the way that they press, it's just such a beautiful finished jean. I'd worked with them as a client with another brand that was doing selvage jeans, King and Tuckfield, before. And so I knew their quality was beautiful. We've made some really nice jeans there as well.
They're definitely a dream brand to work for. Yeah. They're really cool.
Yeah, really cool. And yeah, their ethos is great. Yeah. So,
brilliant.
Great project.
So, talking of brands and who we like, I thought I'd go on to Sonia, who I've met. Are you there, Sonia?
Yeah.
Hey, you're right. I like your hair, by the way. We haven't met in person, but I feel like I know you already because we've chatted on here and it's been great. Just have a little intro of yourself and then we'll chat.
Not too much to say. In the Instagram world, I'm Sony Zone, old Instagram handle, and I'm just a denim enthusiast. So I really I've never worked in the denim industry, don't have a lot of experience in manufacturing or production or sourcing. Just my roots are vintage and picking, and that's sort of been the crux of my love for denim, and that sort of grew into the whole denim space, Japanese denim specifically, and menswear and heritage. And workwear, and sort of appropriating it in a non-binary way. So showing that women can rock the raw D just as well as the men can, and make it their own, because I think Eve said this best on a talk a long time ago, it really just comes down to style, and style is everything, and individuality and comfort. And I think now, sustainability is playing a big role in it too. So buying things vintage, buying things secondhand is super important, and brands that really nod to vintage production and reproduction and sort of the whole ethos of American denim, I think, have it right. Not necessarily from a sustainability perspective, but from a carrying on a legacy perspective and a style perspective. And I think that's where my enthusiasm for denim comes from.
Yeah, and I feel like I've learned a lot through talking to you, because you're able to put into words what I've been trying to think, or what I'm thinking about, in terms of like women wearing men's clothes and it not having to be a man or a woman piece of clothing. And also, you're amazing at spotting really good brands. Like, you've got knowledge, you've bought really good brands, so you know how they fit. So yeah, I was wondering if you could give us some hints and tips on some brands that you're really loving at the moment.
Sure. There are some brands that I've sort of glommed onto just from a quality and from a fit perspective, but also just from how the company is run and their objective perspective. Ultimately, my favorite sort of handful, if I were to name a few, anything from the Osaka 5 is going to be tremendous. I mean, Full Count is huge. Suya Artisan is huge. For me, the fits that I love the most, Oi Fukuten, always Oi. For women especially, like, just, you have two pairs of hands making that denim, but on top of that, like, the fit is spectacular for all body shapes and sizes. So especially for the ladies out there, if you haven't tried on a pair of Oi jeans, and this is obviously living in COVID times, we're all a little strapped for cash, but if you're going to invest, or you have a birthday, or Lord willing, you have a bonus coming in, get yourself a pair of Ois. Stevenson overall company, like, they have a tremendous fit to them. Craftsmanship is great. Old School Sugarcane is wonderful. Trying to think, Warehouse is an amazing brand. TCB is just killing it right now. Their collaboration that they did with Second Sunrise is fabulous. Just that, love all that handful of brands. Again, they've always historically positioned themselves to target men, but I don't think that should detour women at all. I think, again, and I've said this before, that it's all marketing, it's all revenue to label something menswear versus women's wear, right? Like, it's revenue streams. It has nothing to do with, like, we all, men and women, come in such a diverse range of body shapes and sizes. I think it's really up to the individual to find things that they like and not be detoured by labels, things that fit them, things that stand the test of time, things that they can create a relationship with, garments that they can create a relationship with. Because when you have a relationship with what you wear, it psychologically becomes so much more meaningful to you. And then you transcend that fast fashion, ethos that so much of, especially American society, has unfortunately created, and we're up against in the US, that's intended to just suck our money, right? So yeah, those are some brands. Try them out. I love them. I can send you my own clothing and you can wear it for a while if you want. I'm totally up for doing a little swapperoo. I haven't fit too many lady friends in the past, but I've fit a lot of men, like, gotten them into like Raw and Selvedge, and like opened their eyes to the realm of just buying less and buying better, and having that relationship with their garments.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing, that the swap thing and that kind of thing. If we can start that'd be amazing. I wish I was tiny and I could fit your clothes on you, because I'd be there.
No. I look smaller than I actually am on Instagram. I'm 5'8", so I'm not a tiny person. So I fit men's medium mostly. So I'm willing to trade with.
That sounds good to me. I can do a medium.
Yeah, you can take the shirt off my back. It's fine.
So talking of fitting people for their denim, we'll move on to Eve because so again, Eve, I've spoken to you a lot on here and on Instagram. So I feel like I know you already, and we will meet at some time because you're in Amsterdam, and I love Amsterdam.
Yes, I am in Amsterdam, and it's been like I'm going on my 9th month, and it's going amazing. I love it here, and everything denim here is amazing too. So I've been denim hunting, doing things I love. Again, I don't have that schooling. I didn't go to university for fashion, nothing like that. I just love getting up and styling myself. And I've been doing that since a young age. I've been wearing denim since I was 3. There's definitely photos of that. I could send it to you guys if you guys want. But other than that, like I just love denim. I am now starting a platform. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's I have an Instagram platform apart from my personal one. And what I do is I specialize in helping people find that perfect fit. Not necessarily perfect, but a fit that they're comfortable and confident in. So it takes a lot, because then usually my clients are like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in a fitting room. It's hot. I don't want to try on denim. How can you help me? So I actually in Amsterdam has been really great. I have now clients here. I actually get their size. I, check my inventory, see what I have, and put a bundle together anywhere from I could say 5 to 10 pairs. And I'll hop it on the bike and I'm riding there and just, going into their homes and just making them very comfortable in trying it on. A lot of women, when they go into men's, we talked about this a lot too, about going into men's clothing company, and they get very scared, or they're just intimidated and stuff like that. So I make it very comfortable for the ladies. And I also do fittings for men, because I did a couple this week. So it's not just about women, but I do men too. And I just get in there and I find them something that they're comfortable with. And the thing is, I feel like this is the shopping of the future. This is where it's going. The more personal touch. Yeah.
You want everything to your door. You can fit it there and then. It's this is it. This is the future.
Yeah, it's more personal. I mean, I know you guys haven't met me personally, but I love being around people, and I love meeting new people all the time. And I'm fitting for everyone. I have a client right now, and I don't know if she's listening or not, but she's gonna know it's her. She's from Australia, and she just messaged me, and she's like, you know what? I'm a little bit older, and I love denim. I wore it in the 70s, and but I'm just not that person anymore. But I would really, really love to own a pair of denim, So I just, had a brief conversation with her, talked to her, and I'm like, give me your measurements. Let me send you a pair. Sent her a pair, and she's like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. And she's like, how did you know that? We haven't met, we haven't even talked, and all these things. And I just said, I'm just hoping it fits her, the way she wants it. A month later comes out. I said, hey guys, I kind of want to bring the black wash denim back. Let's see how this goes. And she messaged me right away, and she's like, send me a pair. So I've only had this platform for the last 2 months, and she's one of the clients that she's on her 4th denim with me.
That's amazing. And it is a real talent to be able to tell what's going to suit someone, how is it going to fit them. It is really good.
Yeah. And the thing is, I get that we're all different. Our body, our shapes, everything is different. And with me, I build a relationship with all the things that I have. My fits are always different. I have couple pairs of denim. It's not like I have 100, but I mean, I have just denim fit, like different fits, whether I'm going to do an oversized one or something that you're not going to eat in, or one just for walking all day long. Like, I mean, there's so many things that I, do when it comes to styling, and I keep it very simple. And this whole platform just started from my personal Instagram, and my friends keep pushing me like, dude, like you should post your outfits, like just do it. Like, what are you wearing today? And then like I start getting messages like day by day, like, hey, you didn't post today. What's going on? Like, what's your outfit for today? Or like, what are you doing today? And that's just, like I said, it's just started when I was young, and my parents, raised me like a little boy, and it was always Levi's. And I tell my mom, like, why didn't you keep my Levi's? Like, I bet you there was Selvedge and like all these, amazing things, and
I think seeing you wearing the outfits really helps people think, oh, I can wear that, or that's the way I could put that one together. So I think it really helps to see it's the same with Sonia. Her Instagram and the way she put things together was amazing. I always loved looking at what's she gonna wear today.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how we all meet. I mean, like we've met, we've had many talks. Even this is our second one here on Global, but it's amazing just to be on the same panel as all your, all the makers out there and being women. And I think it's amazing. It's not like I just buy vintage. I mean, I like to support also, smaller brands that doing things for women or men. It doesn't matter, the sex of the denim, really. It's just about what you want the denim to fit on you. Like, how do you want it to fit on you? That's bottom line, and it's just like, I mean, it's for me, like just putting things together. It's just, if I could do white t-shirt denim all day long, white t-shirt denim, that would be me all day and every day. And it's just like changing your shoes and your jacket will do a lot to an outfit for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So talking of makers, I would like to, we've not met or properly spoken yet, and I hope I say her name right, Aashita. Oh, I'll let you say it.
So it's Aashita. So I'm from India. I have a really tiny, small brand called Punah. So what we do here is we take factory rejects and we take scraps from production waste and we upcycle it to form jackets and dresses and whatnot. And we also take outfits from customers and then upcycle it and give it back to them. So we are more into like circular fashion, more into ethical fashion. So everything is zero waste. So even be it like our packaging is also zero waste. It is made from cornstarch. We don't use any kind of plastic, no polyester. Everything is very organic. So that is what we are doing right now.
So I was really happy to have a friend that stayed with me the whole 24 hours last time. I didn't find out till after, but you were there with me the whole time. So thank you very much. And I hope you'll stay with me today as well.
Oh, yes.
So do you want to just quickly show us a couple of, because you concentrate on surface decoration, don't you?
Yeah, so this is my favorite piece from the collection. And I'm wearing it to, of course, show it off. So this took like 120 hours to make it. This is one of the pieces which I made it. I have a very tiny, small army of seamstresses and craftsmen who also work for me. So we take like scraps and we made this into like roses, added it. Then we also focus a lot on finishing. So you can see every patch is finished from inside. So yeah, and I never worked in like denim industry, never. It was just something like one day during my college, I found denim jacket for 300 Indian rupees, which is less than $3. And I fell in love with it. I've been wearing it since that day. I have that jacket still with me. But the denim industry is of course, it has some side effects. And when I read about it, I realized, no, I need to work something on it because it's such a nice fabric. and there should be some way to save it, to make it more long lasting. People should have denim jacket and they should wear it more. So then that is why when I started the whole brand.
That's brilliant. And I saw earlier you wearing a top with is it sashiko stitching all over?
Sashiko.
Beautiful.
This top.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah. We also have the same technique in India called katha. And so it's kind of same. It's kind of boro, and katha is kind of same. It's like a running stitch. So we take small scraps. So we take small scrap and then patch it up and make a jacket or a top. Or we take these factory rejects. These had stains all over it. So we patch it up with some roses, handmade roses. So we do all kind of thing. We want to save. Like I saved around 150 kg of denim last year. That is my average. Like we worked on around 59 denim articles last year. And in just 10 months. And by next year, I'm planning, my aim is to save like 450 kg of denim by end of next year.
That's a great project. And again, I think talking about the future of the industry, again, I think that's all factories should be doing that, because I think anybody in the industry knows how much waste factories have through buying, selling samples, and like these just get thrown away or just discarded. So I think it's a brilliant project, and like to take it on yourself is amazing. So the one thing that I asked everyone if they could bring along their favorite denim piece. So if I start with you, and you can, is it your jacket that you've made?
Yeah, this is my jacket. Like I can.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So then this is another piece. This is made, I think, can you see me?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is again done by Sasiko. And even this denim, this lace is made out of like denim waste. So you can see the weft. Yeah, that is my favorite pick.
That's lovely. Who would like to go next? Yeah, go Kat.
Go. So this is, I have quite a substantial denim collection, but this is my favorite pair, which is, can you guys see if I step back? It's a pair of 70s wide leg jeans that they were my mum's, and she kept all of her stuff. Like my mum, I guess she was like the original sustainability like driver. I don't know, because she bought stuff, but she did that thing back in the 70s where you pay a little bit off each week, so she would get the better quality stuff. And now I have it all. I'm really lucky. And I absolutely love these. They're a broken twill, and she wore them in herself. But I think that's why I love them, because they're my mum's and now they're mine. The brand's Falmer, which I never really saw anywhere else, so I don't know if it's a UK thing. But on the shelf it says Genius. So I don't know if this is where like Rudy got it, but it says, I don't know if you guys can see, but it says Genius with a J. Yeah. I don't know if that's where you got the idea for it. But.
Oh, I think Janelle knows it.
No, well, just my first ever like beloved pair of jeans was a pair of Falmer jeans. And at the time, everyone at school was wearing Levi's 501s, and they're expensive, aren't they? And we didn't have like good vintage or anything. So my mum got a pair of Falmers that my aunt gave her just from one of these closing down sales in the shop. They were £1, and they were like proper dead stock. And I squeezed myself into them, and they were just like the most amazing jean. And I kind of realized, that's when I realized the power of like a good pair of jeans, because everyone would be like, where are your jeans from? Wow, they're this brand we never heard of. And yeah, I loved them. Anyway, that just brought back nice memory.
They're like older, they're what, like 40, 50 years old, and they're still going. Like I still brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah,
and a good old broken twill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the beige shade and everything. It's just like, at the time when I found them in the bottom of a box in a cupboard somewhere, I didn't really know what it was. And then I came back from the States one day, one Christmas, and I was going through stuff, and I was like, oh my God, these are an absolute like golden nugget. And I took it with me to San Francisco, and it was just like, I've never let them out of my sight since because I'm so scared of losing them or something happening to them, but I absolutely adore them.
Cool.
What about you, Niamh? Oh,
She gone?
I've been at home. I didn't get this memo.
oh, sorry.
I'm helping look after my nieces. Genuinely though, this jacket I nicked off my friend. It's nothing like special or anything, but I'm very small and quite wide. So like finding a jacket that doesn't get stuck on like my arse shelf was like yes. So it's just an old worker jacket, but I do literally live in this. So yeah, I don't know what I'd have dragged out from home. I'm trying to think now.
One of your pieces, of course.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everything ever happened.
I have to say, when you came in, because Niamh came in, did a little photoshopping. Me and my friend had a Denim and art store, and I did a little photo shoot, and the clothes were unreal. Like I wanted every piece. So if I owned one of them, which I will do, I'm just saving up. That'll be a favourite piece.
The thing that you wore was the hours on it. Like it was just a ridiculous idea. This hand woven denim, and I was like, it's just not strong enough. I'll just double it up. So that the idea of that hand quilting, machiney, I don't know, whatever I did to it was just wild. So I do love that piece. That one. I picked that one.
And then Janelle, we've kind of seen. Have you got any others? Oh, you're still on mute.
There's a load of denim behind me. I have one special piece that I thought of to bring, and I forgot it because it's in my mending pile at home. But I have a beautiful pair of Wrangler broken twill jeans that are really special to me because I found them. I went on like a frantic vintage hunt before my Wrangler interview, and I just found this absolutely mint piece, like really worn in 1960s broken twill. And it was just perfect, fitted me perfectly. And I'm sure it's how I got the job. But I've forgotten to bring them, and they've been through so much with me now. And I've just like loads of men's on them, like borough men's and stuff. But I'll show you, this is one that I think is pretty special, and I'm kind of working on it at the minute. It's a project. So I picked this Carhartt jacket up like this. I haven't done anything to it.
Wow.
But it must have been worn for like 100 years. it's just absolutely in tatters. But like
that's
really
incredible,
isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Look at the lining and stuff. So I'm gonna restore it just enough that I can wear it. Because it's really falling apart on the inside, but try and leave as much of the story of it as I can. But yeah, that's probably like my most beloved piece at the minute.
I think it's hard when you get something that is in that condition, whether to actually repair it or not, because it's beautiful as it is. Like,
I know, I have had that chat with people, but I do think that things need to be a bit useful. I do have a lot of denim, but I don't collect as much as other denim designers that I know. I'm a bit of an... It
can get a bit much, can't it?
Yeah. And I have got a favourite Selvedge here as well, but it doesn't fit me anymore. So it's my King and Tuckfield really wide leg Selvedge. We did beautiful blue line Kuroki fabric, sorry.
Lovely. Right, so I don't want to miss Eve and Sonia. So Sonia, do you want to tell us, have you got one?
Yeah, sure. The shirt on my back that I'm willing to share.
It's gorgeous.
Man, this is I actually in trade got it from a picker friend of mine. And he stumbled upon it, and it is a very old, dare I say, vintage sugarcane shirt. It's green line selvage, and it has suede appliques front and back. So it's a Western, and it's got the checkerboard buttons, the snap buttons on it. And when he came across it, I was just like... Dude, you don't want to trade me for this shirt. Like, you want to fucking keep this shirt. Keep the shirt. And he's like, no, some bullshit. And I played cool. And luckily he gave it to me. And this will never, I will gladly share it, but it will never leave my cold dead hands. It is just, it's got epic tracks and fades and stacks and the whole 9 yards. It's just aged beautifully. Whoever wore it previously must have been like some badass biker smoker person who just, their history is now a part of the garment. And that's what makes it so special to me, is I'm carrying on that person's history, their adventure. It's woven into the denim itself, you know, in the way it smells, in the way it's faded. It's just this very lovely piece and fits pretty well, if I may say so myself. It's got a really interesting green line selvage to it as well. It's like a dark green selvage, green line selvage, which is different than what you would find on like the lighter green in Stevenson's, which I happen to be wearing them with a pair of the Stevenson Calistoga 340s today. So just green line selvage all up in this bitch.
I love it. It's beautiful. It's an epic shirt, that. It's really good. And Eve, have you got your piece?
How many pieces can I share?
Well, we've got 3 minutes left.
3 minutes. I'll just share one. I mean, today, I was up super early this morning. I went to go help a friend set up at a flea market in here, Holland in Amsterdam. But I wore one of my favorite. These are my 90s oversized Levi's. You could see there's so much character to it. And then again, if I'm wearing oversized, I'm doing this rope. And a friend from LA, we never got to meet in LA, but he sent me this. He's like, "Where are you? Let me send you this." And so I usually do rope my oversized denim.
I saw that belt on your Instagram and I thought, what a brilliant idea. Because I love the rope tie, and the fact that it's in a belt as well is brilliant.
Yeah, it's definitely, it adds a lot of, character to it. And, the fades on this, the paint splatter, everything about it. It's even the story behind this. I was helping my brother selling at a bike shop, and I had a couple of stuff there, and and this guy comes around the corner. He's like, "Hey, do you buy Levi's?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I have this bag at home. I don't know what's in there, whatever you can find, but I'll give you a good deal." I told my brother, like, "Hey, here's my location. I'll be back in 10 minutes." End up going to this guy's storage at his home, and he dumps this garbage bag, and it was just a lot of them that were like all US made, nothing salvage. So I was sad, but I already have plenty of Levi salvage, so I'm good. That's pretty much it. And you guys could check me out on my personal Instagram, and it leads you to what I'm doing now with vintage.
Yeah, what I was going to say was, if anyone who does want to put their Instagram in the chat, everybody can check you guys out.
Yeah.
And oh my God, guys, I have loved speaking to you. I was looking forward to speaking to you all anyway, because you're an amazing group. But it's been brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Amanda.
Hang. And I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you.
And hopefully
Amanda.
you'll stick with us. Thank you. I'm going to pass over to Ben.
Oh, it's all right. I'm just waiting on Rudy. He's just texted me saying that he's searching for link. Sorry, I'm just going to be rude and text him back.
Well, while we're waiting for Rudy, we'll just tell everyone, please buy some raffle tickets, because the whole reason we're doing this is, well, not the whole reason, but we want to raise money for children, Save the Children. And we've done a brilliant raffle, and Ben's managed to get so many amazing prizes. Like, they're incredible, and there's loads of them, so there's a good chance of winning something, and it's only a tenner, so get on there. There's still tickets. It's being pulled tomorrow, and you'll get an automatic email tomorrow at 12 o'clock if you're a winner. So you've got to be in it to win it.
We're not done bad. We're pushing 180 tickets now, which means we've done 20 since we've gone live. I've just added 3 more prizes while you girls were chatting. they just keep coming in now. But I think word's getting around and people are going, oh, can you still get this on? Oh, can you still get this on? So I think that's another job to to add to the list of what we're getting done today. Yeah, just waiting for Rudy. So, you know, you girls, feel free to keep chatting away for a little bit. There's plenty of people watching, so I don't really want it to stop. This has been the most viewed video so far, based on Zoom and who's streaming it via YouTube. So, so what I will do is...
Those ladies, Ben.
I'm happy to...
Everyone wants to look at your face.
I'm happy to throw a question at you, but when Rudy comes in, obviously, because we're on a time schedule, I will. So I apologise if not everybody gets to answer it before I have to move on. But yeah, Amanda's mentioned raffle. That's great. If you're watching it on YouTube, do click like and subscribe if you can. It gets us further up the ratings. We're doing it for charity, so every little bit helps. Share it on your social media if you feel like you want to. That would be absolutely brilliant. I just wondered, a really straightforward question. I've just done a panel talk with retailers. It was me and three blokes, and I just wondered what you thought about it in general, you know, listening to it from a different point of view. And I'll start with, who's near me? Eve, you're on the side of me, Eve, on my computer.
I'm sorry. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Can you hear? I totally missed the question because I'm like going through some stuff.
Just saying, what did you think to the retail chat? Obviously, I was speaking to store owners, and you know, we were basically for menswear stores. Yeah. And I just wondered, you know, what you thought about that. We did touch on trying to cater for women, and they explained the difficulties of doing that. And I just wondered what your thoughts were. That were all. Okay,
so for me, I caught most of that when you guys were online and stuff. Yeah, it takes a lot for if a girl walks into a shop, it takes a lot for them to just walk in and be like, okay, I know exactly what I'm looking for. If they're not knowledgeable or what they're looking for, obviously, like if we went in, like I kind of already know what I want and stuff like that. But it's very intimidating. If you know. I mean, I did it myself, being the first, you know, like when I was starting to get into it, I'm just like, oh, do I go in? Or like, I don't want them to like act like I don't know anything, but you know, I was knowledgeable enough, you know, to go in. So it's really hard. I think if you're going in for the first time, bring a friend if you're a girl and just be like, just go in and tell them what you want. There's never been like, really a hard time. I usually go in. So every winter I buy a new pair of brand new Selvedge raw denim. And I went into Niamh, and I mean, I know some of the guys into Niamh, like Rudy and stuff, and it was just amazing to just go in there and fit, and you know, everybody was helpful. I believe if you work at a shop that carries Selvedge good raw denim and you see any girl walk in, just approach them and be like, hey, how can I help you? You know, what are you looking for? Like, because it's hard, you know, like if I told my friend to go into a shop, they'll probably won't go. They'll be like, hey, can you come with me? You know, like, because it's too overwhelming sometimes. Because then you got, you know, the guy comes out with his raw denim, his button up, his t-shirt, and he's, you know, head to toe denim. And she's probably like, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do in here? Like, get me out of here. And then I think that's why, like, I started my platform. I want to make it very accessible to everybody, to moms that are, you know, they have kids, they're working and they're doing all these things, COVID, all this stuff that's happening, you know, and that's what I did last week. I went to a mom, she has a 7-year-old, she works from home, and she's like, Eve, I want denim, you know, I want that pair. And I came to her and I was a little nervous because, you know, she's tall, she has amazing hips and small waist. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is a hard fit, you know, but I was confident enough to bring her 8 pairs, and we tried out of the 8 pairs, she fit 6. Oh, she wanted to buy 3, but I'm like, no, let's just get 2 for today. And let me get you your 3rd pair, the one that you really want, the color you want, the fit you want, the fade you want, and like, you know, and she's going to come back to me again. Like, it was so easy for her.
I think it's I mean, Amanda, I don't know how much you're covering this on your shop talk a little bit later, but I think it's a good conversation for you guys to do maybe on a Zoom call for the YouTube away from this event where you just talk about that. You know, speak to some people and shop owners and get their opinion. I think that'd be really interesting. But right now I do have to move on because we have got a Rudy in the house.
Nice.
So we're going to move on with the next hour. Rudy, I just need you to unmute yourself, good sir.